Last March, Digital Realty outlined a new manifesto for interconnecting global communities around their increasingly most specific assets, data. And today, the company is announcing another significant step in its plan to create next-generation interconnection and colocation in an answer to the explosion of enterprise data globally. Joining us today is CTO Chris Sharp. Chris, let's jump right in. What are you announcing today?
Essentially, it's further to what we've been talking about for some time now, is continuing the journey with our customers to remove complexity out of allowing them to be successful in their deployment. So at the core of what we're talking about this morning is our native software capabilities and aligning with our partners. And it's not just around, aligning from an interconnection perspective, but higher level functions being enabled via software so that we can have a seamless interaction with our partners on behalf of our customers. So just removing that complexity and ultimately allowing our customers to click to procure to get the value out of the broader consortium of partners that we view as being critical in really providing the necessary services to our customers, which we've couched many times publicly as platform digital.
Okay, and of course, Zayo, it's a massive part of the puzzle, it's a massive piece of the puzzle of your announcement today. What's the partnership with Zayo? How is Zayo going to contribute into your footprint, into what you're trying to do here?
No, absolutely. Zayo is an excellent partner. And one of the things that, we've been talking and working with them for some time now is we have similar interest in the market where they have 13, million fiber miles out there. They have 40,000 on-net buildings. So Zayo's infrastructure is a core underpinning of what we see and our customers see as being necessary to be successful in enabling the fabric, right? Because we talk about platform digital as a core element of binding together multiple silos and providing a complete solution to the customers. So what Zayo allows us to do is that click to configure, you can now design once and deploy across our global platform in the most simplistic fashion out there. And I think one of the other elements that Zayo brings to the table is that integration through software allows our customers to get access to a true carrier grade fabric and being able to access those data sets, to your earlier point, and being able to bring that data to the appropriate data exchanges and do analytics against it. So it's a core element of tying all of these assets and infrastructure together.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, one of the main topics around the announcement as well is helping enterprises with their legacy infrastructure. But I mean, you don't really have that much legacy infrastructure in your systems at the moment, but were there any technology challenges with the development and even the deploying of this new solution?
No, absolutely. It's an excellent question in the fact that, I mean, we're one of the largest data center operators in the globe, and we operate many theaters. And there's some dynamics inside of each of these regional areas that have variances. And so, with us having our own native software capability, we can obfuscate the variances and allow our customers to have a seamless experience in executing their business goals. Not the technical element of, but what is their business trying to achieve, and really allowing them to leverage that infrastructure throughout the varying markets out there. And I think one of the elements of that, to be very particular, that we ran into is, we've done a lot of acquisitions over the years, and in interaction, phenomenal set of assets and capabilities. And one of those capabilities was their Cloud Connect. And that Cloud Connect product, what's nice with what we've brought to market is we're able to leverage that hardware, that software, and that complete service, but orchestrated at a higher level so that the broader customers can now have access to that in a very seamless fashion. So that was one of the reasons why we did, and we referenced this a while back, the PurePort acquisition is having that orchestration capability to dynamically compose either Cloud Connect or even our own service exchange that we built in partnership with Megaport. But binding all of that value together via software really allows our customers to be highly successful and invoke the right type of capability. And I know I'm talking a lot today about connectivity and the interconnection of it, but we're really going beyond the cross connect, right? Because there's other services that are equally important that we were watching as we brought the capability, or as we bring the capabilities to market. Data, as we've referenced with our data gravity index, security. These are other elements that as we progress and bring our capabilities to market, you'll see more and more partners where we tightly integrate through software and enable that in a very a dynamic on-demand model where we're not competing with them, we're enabling them in a very unique manner.
I mean, you said quite a lot in there that I would like to pick up. I'll leave the acquisitions to the end of our chat. I love a bit of an acquisition story as well. But I mean, that's very interesting because but picking up on the acquisitions from a technology standpoint, you bring them in and then you take the best practices and you combine everything. Last time you acquired a large company, we weren't living the times that we are living in, so COVID. How has the pandemic kind of interfered with your plans in terms of launching what you're launching today? Did it speed it up? Did it create any hurdles? Because I mean, everyone's working from home, so enterprises are producing and consuming more data than they probably ever have. I've ever done. I used to say that we're living in 2030, and there's a study as well that says we're living in 2027. So we've speeded up 7 years in the space of 12 months. So did COVID really speed things up for you?
No, it absolutely did. And you know, it's yes, yes, and yes, right? Where it sped it up, absolutely, because the demand definitely picked up, right? Where a broader set of the customer base, particularly some of our enterprises, they really started to hone in on, I'm going to leverage a lot of cloud services and I need to deploy my own hybrid IT capabilities quicker because of the demand and the distribution. So one of the hurdles that we kind of saw in the market is traffic patterns shifted, and also the reliance on their infrastructure shifted, where end offices were no longer the key epicenter of creation of traffic. It's distributed throughout the metro. So leveraging our interconnection capabilities to meet where those traffic patterns shifted towards was one of the early hurdles that we hit, and we were able to dynamically support our customers shift in traffic. But then some of the other hurdles is, how do I expedite my digital transformation strategy? And what's core, and you know, it was a great conversation I had recently with a customer, and she's a CIO of a large enterprise. She was walking me through, like, the data's great, the technology's great, but I really need the decisions out of the data. That's what differentiates my business going forward. And I think businesses have seen that as a core element, particularly highlighted in COVID, that they need to do these things quicker. And so being able to tightly integrate with, like we're talking about today, with Zayo through software, and enable that fabric and shifting traffic patterns, going global. That's one of the other things that a lot of our customers with COVID said, listen, you know, data sovereignty's out there. There's concerns about different geographies. I need to distribute. I need to distribute across multiple markets, and I'm leveraging multiple public clouds. So that added a lot of dynamics that through our software capabilities, we remove that complexity from the customer and allow them to execute on these strategies. So design once, deploy multiple elements across the globe. That's what's all about in platform digital, and quite frankly, the capabilities that we've been bringing to market here.
Okay, you kind of answered a question I'm going to ask you in a second, but just on the point of what the customer said to you, that's quite interesting, because I remember starting as a journalist just about 6 years ago, and at the time we were still talking very much about, why do you need to care about data? Why is data going to be good for you? Do listen to data, do look at data, build the platforms to allow you to look at data in the future. Even if you can't make sense of it today, in the future you'll be making sense of it, and your business is going to depend on it. So it's quite interesting. From what you said, I can see the shift has kind of happened at some sort in the last 5-6 years. But picking up on the geographies, for example, so I was going to ask, how is it to serve markets, different geographies, different footprints with what you were announcing today? But also the other big conversation in the market right now, it's the verticals. So the verticalization of service provision, because no longer one solution fits all. It hasn't really never been the case, but now more than ever, you can't have one size fits all when it comes to healthcare, education, financial services and everything. So how are you kind of bringing all that together? So different geographies and different verticals into what you're doing.
No, absolutely. And you bring up excellent points, right? Where there's a lot of dynamic in the market where people want to leverage platforms because it solves those two dynamics that you're going through, right? Where they want to continually see that we're evolving our platform into the markets that are emerging, and also investing in the core markets where they already have infrastructure. So walking that balance, and hopefully, you know, you've seen and your readers and viewers see, we've recently announced India, critical market. I think, you know, Greece with Lambda Helix. I mean, these are absolutely important markets where there's going to be a tremendous amount of growth in users and traffic and ultimately data being created. that, we're watching exactly how we invest. We're not looking to deliver a like for like product. We're always aligned to where the value is. And India being a mobile first market, the partnership with Brookfield, that gives us a leg up in that market where we can be developing towards where the demand is going to be generated from a mobile first world. And I think from a vertical perspective, there's two lenses there, right? You're right. One size does not fit all, but there's a lot of horizontal benefits within these verticals, like HPC, right? Because one of the things that's a constant theme in a lot of the dialogues I have is data is pervasive, data is growing. But if you can't do analytics against that data, what's the benefit of it, right? And that's where I'm a technologist at heart, but technology for technology's sake is worthless unless you can really remove the complexity so that our customers get the value out of all this disparate infrastructure and technology. It's useless. And so the verticalization has been something that's been near and dear to Digital's heart, Interaction's heart, in following our customers, because there are different dynamics and there are different requirements associated with what they're trying to achieve. And that's why we've referenced that we're foundational, right? We want to invest in our partners and their capabilities and remove the complexity so that our customers, the collective customers, can get the benefit out of it. And so what I mean directly by that is, like with storage or with compute, we really want to invest in a selection of partners that we feel are leading in servicing our customers, because it's a customer-led journey, and that we have an early access program where we talk to a lot of customers and we hear from them what are the features, who are the partners they're working with, and that's what helps set our roadmap of who we're going to integrate with next. And so again, we're focused today on the connectivity element and leveraging Zayo's massive infrastructure, and that gives us that foundation of the fabric. But now you'll see us start to go into other elements that will be verticalized and being very specific and exposing blueprints that are expressly designed to meet the specific requirements of that vertical. Healthcare, banking, smart factories, there's variances there, but really expressing to them and showing them how they can leverage platform digital to be successful in their business goals.
Okay, that's interesting. I like the horizontal point you've made. But Chris, what's next? What more can be done from here to combine open interconnection and next generation colocation in order to reduce the complexity of digital transformation for your clients and even beyond your client reach?
No, absolutely. And I think, the aspirational goal that the collective team inside of Digital, which I'm very proud of, we have deep heritage in many directions, is removing complexity. So as easy as the public clouds have been in supporting customers and letting them be successful, we're really looking at doing that at the same side of our infrastructure across our scale, our colo, all of our interconnection products. That will be achieved through our native software capability, but removing that complexity so that customers don't have to be burdened by how is it put together, like what is the connectivity. It's really going beyond the cross connect and into the business goals and ensuring that their business goals are met. That will be done through partners, right? We've talked about NVIDIA publicly, we've talked about a few others, but AI and in the way that you do the analytics against your data, that's a differentiator across all verticals, that through this software integration, which makes it seamless, we'll be able to really achieve that. And so that's the future goal that you'll see us continually announce new partners, new capabilities, but that's the progression path that we're headed down today.
Okay, interesting. And Chris, let's go into a 60-second kind of roundup around acquisitions and expansion. You've mentioned Interaction, you've done DuPont Fabros, which is one of the largest acquisitions in the industry's history. You've had the recent announcement with Brookfield, which will no doubt be a multi-billion-dollar kind of joint venture. What's going on? Tell us about the expansions that you're doing now and what's coming next. If you're acquiring anyone, by all means, just name it.
I always love you try to tease out something that gets me in trouble. Again, the size and our capabilities, and one of the things that differentiates Digital in the market is our balance sheet. The ability to prudently invest in these markets at the right time is everything. Right? If you invest too early, the return on that is delayed and it creates, friction in the overall business from us investing in another market that's more mature in its time frame. And so, the leadership that, I constantly partner with Greg Wright, our Chief Investment Officer, but we're always looking at and being mindful of where is the market headed, right? Where are the customer needs headed? And it's not only the hyperscale customers, but it's the enterprise, because quite frankly, digital sits at the epicenter of that. Buyers and sellers and removing that friction. And one of the things I think that was an excellent addition with David Ruberg joining the team at Interaction, he had a very good lens on where the markets were headed and when the maturity levels hit, right? And I think, Marseille was a masterstroke in all the cables coming in, building out that critical infrastructure, and then serving all of Europe through this new capability. That was a phenomenal event that we learned from, and that I think we were able to replicate inside of Greece, right? Where we were able to announce a foothold in a critical market, and then all of the cloud operators start to announce major availability zones in that market. So it's that type of balance that we're constantly looking at throughout the globe, and making sure that we have a differentiated position that's strictly aligned to our customer needs. And so, the balance sheet that we have and the dollars that we have, we really want to tune them and invest them in a very appropriate, prudent manner on timing and differentiation.
Okay, well, I can't wait to see where you go next, either by buying, by building, by partnering, by doing whatever you're going to do. I'm just going to see it. I know your results are coming out soon as well, so I'll be looking out for those. And I'm sure there'll be no major surprises with them. I'm sure they'll be positive. So I guess the smile is a yes, so I'll take that. Chris Sharp, CTO of Digital Realty, thank you so much for coming on. And to you at home, don't forget to subscribe to the Tech Capital and follow us on social media for the latest industry developments. That's all from us here. The leading, oh God, let me do that again. Sorry. The letter is so small, I can't even read.
All good.
Chris Sharp, CTO of Digital Realty, thank you so much for coming on. And to you at home, don't forget to subscribe to the Tech Capital and follow us on social media for the latest industry developments. That's all now from the Definitive Digital Infrastructure News House, the Tech Capital. You lead, we report. Bye for now.